FatProphets started in 2000, and we set out to differentiate ourselves from the herd by picking stocks. We started as a research house, and I think we made our name picking stocks and getting in early before the rest of the market sort of followed. Ultimately, what happened was our clients and our subscriber base wanted us to actually start managing money for them, and because we were picking stocks and we were going into the markets, into the areas of the markets which had been ignored, and of course that led us into funds management, where we started in 2005. Today we have over 100 million in our managed discretionary account business. So the FatProphets Global Contrarian Fund is really the next step beyond that phase. The slogan with our fund is "Follow the herd or hunt it." We like those words because I think it personifies what the Global Contrarian Fund is all about. We're really not looking to follow the herd and run with the popular consensus. We're really looking for pockets of the market, stocks, markets, companies that have really been discarded by the broader market, and we're looking to hunt down those opportunities, because often, those are the situations, those are the opportunities where you can really get quite significant upside for a minimal amount of risk. The focus of our fund is to be obviously very much contrarian. We're trying to find markets, stocks, opportunities where the broader market is thinking something completely different, and what we're trying to see is the opportunity. And more often than not, markets get very bearish at the bottom and they get very bullish at the top, and what we often find is that leads to pricing anomalies and opportunity. And what we're looking for really is the event or the catalyst that's going to change the mindset. So for example, with the casino stocks in Macau, which we were very active in, the VIP crackdown led to a decline over 2 years of the revenues, and the market extrapolated that trend forward. But what we saw was a transition to mass market gambling, and on top of that, we understood that the sector had reached an inflection point. It was no longer going down, but the markets were still very bearish, and those are the perfect types of opportunities which we look to capitalise on. So it's contrarian on one side, but also looking through the event or the catalyst that's going to bring about a change. And it's also tying up fundamentals with technicals and putting it all together. Our objective is to really grow our capital pool. We really want to try and grow our NTA. Obviously, we'll be accumulating some franking credits along the way, and we will be looking to pay a stream of dividends within 2 years. But the focus of this fund is to build capital, to grow the capital base, over the next 5 to 10 years. We're really aspiring to be one of the better managers on the market today. We've been operating a funds management business now for coming up to 11 years. We have over 100 million under management, but that is predominantly in managed discretionary accounts. The performance has been very good. We've beaten pretty much systematically in Australia all of our benchmarks since inception. I have to highlight that the fund will be a bit different. It won't be 25, 30 companies. It'll be 15 of my high conviction best ideas. I started FatProphets as a research house 17 years ago, and prior to that I had a background in stockbroking. I worked at Bankers Trust, JB Ware, and I set the company up in 2000. The chairman of the FatProphets Global Contrarian Fund is Michael Gallagher, and he's heavily involved with the Australian Hedge Fund Association. So he basically runs that association, and he's had significant experience working at Macquarie Bank in capital markets, and also working in the absolute return fund industry. So he's going to be our chairman. Also joining us is Kate Steins, and she's a director at National Australia Bank and has a senior position within their capital markets division working in fixed income. We're aiming to raise $33 million, but we can take up to $66 million with oversubscriptions. We're also issuing a loyalty option, so any investor on day one who comes into the IPO who's with the company and holds those shares at the end of 12 months will get an option, allowing them to buy an additional share for the initial issue price of $1.10. And the way the fund's going to be structured, 10 to 20% of the capital will be held in cash as a cash management reserve. 60% will be in the core portfolio, and then we'll have the balance of around 20% allocated to our trading book, which will be more about short-term trading opportunities, obviously in the equity markets, but also in the commodities and currency markets. And we are going to be actively managing our foreign exchange exposure on our portfolio.